Why do elephants and donkeys always seem to disagree? Is it because they're so different in size and nature? Or is it because they have different ways of looking at the world? Today we will dive deep into the heart of the jungle to uncover the story of an unlikely friendship between an elephant and a donkey. Let's find out in this epic tale. Our story begins in a jungle that was a paradise on earth. The trees were tall and lush, their leaves forming a green canopy that filtered the sunlight into a soft golden glow. The rivers sparkled like diamonds, winding their way through the forest, providing life to all the creatures that called this place home. Once upon a time, in this jungle filled with lush trees and sparkling rivers, lived an elephant named Ellie and a donkey named Danny. Ellie was a majestic creature, her large ears flapping gently as she moved, her trunk swaying with each step. Danny, on the other hand, was smaller, but no less impressive. His coat was a rich brown, and his eyes sparkled with intelligence and curiosity. Now, Ellie was wise and strong, her wisdom coming from years of observing the world around her. She had seen many seasons come and go, and she knew the jungle like the back of her trunk. Danny, however, was clever and nimble. He could dart through the underbrush with ease, his quick mind always finding solutions to the problems he encountered. One day, Ellie and Danny found themselves at odds over the best path to the river. They had been traveling together for some time, enjoying each other's company and learning from one another. But now they stood at a crossroads, each convinced that their way was the best. Ellie said, "Let's take the broad, clear path, it's safer." She pointed with her trunk to a wide trail that wound gently through the forest. The path was well trodden, and Ellie knew it would be easy to navigate. But Danny insisted, No, the narrow path is quicker." He gestured with his hoof to a smaller trail that cut straight through the underbrush. It was a more direct route, but it was also filled with obstacles. They decided to split up and take their own routes. Ellie lumbered off down the broad path, her massive feet leaving deep impressions in the soft earth. Danny, meanwhile, trotted down the narrow path, his hooves barely making a sound as he moved swiftly through the underbrush. Ellie lumbered along her wide path, enjoying the scenic views but moving slowly. The trees here were tall and majestic, their branches forming a beautiful canopy overhead. She could hear the birds singing and the rustle of leaves as small animals scurried about. It was a peaceful journey, but it was also slow. Meanwhile, Danny trotted through the narrow path, dodging branches and hopping over rocks. He moved quickly, his nimble body easily navigating the obstacles in his way. But as he rounded a bend, he found himself in a muddy patch. His hooves sank into the soft earth, and no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't pull himself free. Ellie finally reached the river and saw Danny struggling. She had taken her time, but she had arrived safely and without incident. As she looked around, she spotted Danny in the distance, his brown coat covered in mud, his eyes wide with panic. Without hesitation, she used her strong trunk to pull him out. She wrapped her trunk around his body, and with a gentle but firm tug, she lifted him free from the mud. Danny was covered in dirt, but he was safe. "Thanks, Ellie," Danny said, humbled. He looked up at her with gratitude in his eyes. He had been so sure that his way was the best, but now he realized that he had been wrong. "I guess the quicker path isn't always the best," he admitted. He had learned a valuable lesson that day. Sometimes the easy way isn't the right way, and sometimes it's better to take your time and be safe. Ellie smiled and replied, "And sometimes it's okay to slow down and enjoy the journey." She had always believed in taking her time and enjoying the world around her. Now she was glad that Danny had learned to appreciate that too. From that day on, they decided to always consult each other and find a middle path, one that was both safe and swift. They realized that by working together, they could find solutions that were better than anything they could come up with on their own. And thus, Ellie and Danny taught everyone that there's strength in unity and wisdom in compromise. They became known throughout the jungle as the best of friends, always working together and helping others to see the value in cooperation. So remember, kiddos, the best path is often the one we walk together. Whether you're big or small, strong or clever, there's always something to learn from each other. By working together, we can overcome any obstacle and find the best way forward. Until next time, keep exploring and always lend a helping hand. The jungle is a big place, and there's always something new to discover. So go out there, make new friends, and remember that together we can achieve great things.